SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
All right, we've Arizona State coming up this weekend has turned into, maybe when this was scheduled, there's a Big Ten scheduling agreement a few years ago. Didn't look like much of maybe much of a series, but what they've done at Arizona State has been very impressive, and exchanged texts with their coach last night. They're 7-3 right now. Their 3 losses. They won on the road at Penn State last weekend where they split, and then they lost twice at home to Ohio State in 2 tight games. So they've done a really nice job there. They're a good team. We've seen enough film on them that they're going to present some challenges. And right now they're number 7 in the pairwise. So if the NCAA started today, they'd be a number 2 seed somewhere. So they've done a nice job. And the way they're set up, being an independent with their schedule, I'm sure the way that they're looking at this series is every weekend is a playoff series for them. And they've got off to a good start, and I think they're probably trying to get to 20 wins and see what happens in with the NCAA ranking. So they present some challenges for us. One of the leading scorers in the nation, leading goal scorer in the nation. John Walker with 11 goals already in 10 games, and excellent goaltender, one of the best save percentage in goals against average in the league with Joey DeCourt. So it'll be a good challenge for us, and one thing we're learning along the way that we're aware of, but sometimes with young men, you got to keep cementing it, is we have to be as close to 100% energy, intensity, and execution as we can be for us to be competitive. In the 2 games that we've been on the bad side of the scoreboard, we haven't been bad, but we haven't been outstanding, and that's where we need to be. We're not talented enough to get away with a 60 or 70% game, and that's the way most teams are. So we're building towards that, and it should be an exciting weekend.
Dan, you talked about their style or their strength. What do they do well, and what challenges do they present?
Well, they transition extremely well, and if you watch any of their games or you've seen them play, they go from offense to defense really fast, and they don't leave the zone hoping that the puck gets out, but once it looks like there's a change of possession, they've got 2 guys that are hitting the hole and getting in the neutral zone fast. So we'll have to do a good job identifying that. Both our deal have to be ready, and if we get caught watching the paint dry, they're going to be behind us, and we've seen them do that against several teams, and that's probably the biggest thing. And the other part, they're very aggressive, and they do a good job in the D zone. Like I said, they've got a really good goaltender, but we're going to have to do a good job spreading it out, have some puck possession, and try and work it quickly.
And then what about the rink? Is it normal size, the corner short, or just?
It is. It's listed as normal size. It's not a big fan area for them there when they're at the ocean side. But rink-wise, it's the same size, and that should be good. We'll be able to get on the ice a couple times before the first game, which always helps, just to get a feel for it, the benches and how the boards bounce, and just gives you a little leg up going into the game on Friday night.
When do you go out?
We're leaving Wednesday night, so we'll leave tomorrow night.
Hey guys, thanks. Well, with Patrick Coderico getting the Big Ten the first star of the week, he had a great, obviously, week last week, but those 5 power play goals, he's part of a very, good, productive line there and unit. But what about him? I mean, why else has he been so successful in terms of on the power play?
Well, it's interesting. I think the same reasons he's been successful on the power play has kind of carried over to his 5-on-5 play. Obviously hasn't scored as much 5-on-5, but Patrick's done a really nice job just being, I think, growing in his game and being more of a physical player. And that's not just defensively, but even offensively. And you can be strong and hard to physically wear down other teams, and he's a big, strong kid, and he's done a real good job with puck possession and getting guys on his back. And that was one thing he and Taro talked about last spring and the summer about doing was, spending more time as a possession line and not just scoring off the rush. And they've done a really good job with that. And the other thing I think that Patrick's doing, and you really saw it after he had 2 goals on Friday night, was he's just looking to shoot a lot more. Where I think before when he got in the offensive zone, he was always looking to pass and set up and pull up and find that next play. And he's really looking to shoot the puck, and he should. He's got a tremendous shot. We've seen him score, short side right from the goal line over a goalie's shoulders a few times, and he's smart, he's accurate, and he's got a hard shot. So I think he's just attacking the net more, and I think he's feeling more comfortable doing that.
When your players earn accolades like that from the conference too, especially back to back, what does that mean to you?
Well, there's, for them, it's nice to have a little recognition, and last year I think we had a couple third stars with Lewandowski, but I think there's a little bit of recognition nationally too that we're doing some good things against some good hockey teams, and I think it's nice for the guys to get that, but I think you always round that back, you give them a little bump before practice, but you want to get back to what the team's doing, and the reason we have individual success is because the team succeeds and not the other way around.
All set?